What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter back with another video, and today I'm gonna be reacting to a short clip from King 6 8 the Great. It's a short snippet from his recent live stream. Somebody in his chat asked him, "Bro, as a guy who doesn't really have experience with women, I don't really know how to get attractive women. What should I do? What's the one thing I can do to get attractive women? What's gonna help me? Right? How can I get attractive women?" So, coming from King, I think he's one of the most qualified people to give advice on this, to be honest. Like, we know, the whole world knows, you see it online, he's the guy that gets attractive women. He's the guy right now. He gets them in quantity. He gets them without effort, like effortlessly. He's getting attractive women. So he got to know something that a lot of guys don't know. Some people might say, well, duh, he's 6'8", he's an anomaly. But you still never seen anything like this. There's other 6'8" guys. There's basketball players. There's all types of people who are out here who could easily, right? You would think, make content like this. There's not that few 6'8" guys where it's like that rare. Like, these people know how to make videos. These people, there are other 6'8" content creators, but they're not making that type of content because it's not happening to them like that. Right? It's just not happening to them like that. It's not just about being 6'8". There's other factors. So I think he is qualified to say this because he does it in a way that we have not seen before. Or most people haven't seen before. Most people have not experienced what he's experiencing. So he knows something. He got to know something, is the point. Now, what he does say in the video, I've been saying this. I have a couple videos on this. I think this is one of the biggest factors when it comes to attracting attractive women. Guys ask me in my comments, bro, because I always talk about deal with the women that like you, right? Deal with the women that you attract. The ones that show you interest, that show you high interest, right? That actually want you, deal with those women, because dealing with other women is just like, you're just spinning your wheels. You're just spinning your wheels. I think women should pursue the man, or at least be very, very receptive to the man and show him that she's receptive to him. I think those are the women you should deal with, right? So guys will say, well, what if the girls that show me that they're receptive to me are only 6s, right? What if they're 5s? What if they're women that I'm not attracted to? This is the advice I always give, right? The same thing he's about to say. So let's see what it is.
Oh, okay. I was saying the key, I think, to attracting attractive women is putting yourself physically in environments where attractive women like to go, right? A lot of you guys want to play the internet game with attractive women, and you're down by 20, bro. Every time you niggas want to attract women that are attractive on the internet, you're playing the wrong game. You need to get outside, bro. And I feel like a lot of people don't get outside no more. You're not gonna attract attractive women unless you have some type of clout in motion, a lot of motion. Because nowadays, so let's be real, attractive women, soon as they turn 18, there's blue checks in a DM, gang. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. We live in the internet era, bro. So, soon as they turn 18, gang, you got NFL, NBA, you got actors, you got artists, you got everybody, the latest niggas in the city, they're already in the DM, gang. Straight up. They like, so that's why I be trying to tell niggas, like, we live in the internet era too, where everybody on the internet is rich on the internet, right? So just think about it. When a good looking woman is 18, gang, she's already had her DM flooded by every lit nigga from in the country. They even get hit up by soccer players overseas that's getting hundreds of millions, gang. So on that note, you're gonna always lose the internet game, bro. So where you gonna win at is being in environments where beautiful women like to be in, which are high level gyms. Right now, what's popular with women? Pilates classes. The baddies go to the Pilates classes now. A nigga might have to try some Pilates every now and then. What else? And I wouldn't even say club shit, bro. Like, yeah, the good looking women go to certain specific high end clubs, but now you're putting yourself in an environment where you gotta break a lot of bread, nigga, in the club. And now you're competing with niggas that's already breaded up. So I'm just letting y'all know the key is get you some hobbies where there's attractive women participating in these hobbies, gang. And trust and believe you're gonna find yourself in an environment where you're gonna, if not attract those beautiful women, they're gonna be cool, and you're gonna see more beautiful women, which gives you more of a chance to be more appealing in that space.
And that's it right there. That's the advice. Get around beautiful women. You guys are not around beautiful women, but yet you think you're gonna attract beautiful women. You don't know beautiful women. You're not around them. You don't talk to them, right? But somehow you think you're going to attract beautiful women. The black pill, some parts of the red pill have not addressed this, right? They don't talk about this. They talk about what you need to do to improve yourself. Cool. Improve yourself. You're going to get to a point where, you might actually just not be attractive to attractive women. Cool. But then you're going to reach a point where you are. And you're still not going to attract attractive women if you're not around attractive women. It's just impossible, right? And it seems like such a no-brainer, but nobody talks about this. Nobody says this. Like I said, I have 2 videos on this where I say the best place to meet attractive women. And I explain this same thing that I'm about to explain now. When you're around women, right? When you're in a group of women, when you've been socially approved by the other people that the women respect or care about their opinion, women are going to be more receptive to you. If you're an attractive guy but you're a stranger, you are still a stranger. And women don't like strangers. They don't like strangers. They don't want to talk to strangers. If you're attractive, it's a bit better, but it's not that much better. You might cold approach and get a number, but she's going to leave that situation like, I don't know that guy. What if he hurts me? What if he, and I'm not talking about emotionally, I'm saying, like, what if he physically hurts me? You know what I'm saying? What if he's weird? What if he's this? What if he's that? Like, there's too many unknown variables. And when women have a bunch of those, right, they're just like, nah, I'm cool. It's not worth it because they can just talk to an attractive guy that they're familiar with. So why talk to you when they can talk to an attractive guy they're familiar with? On top of that, he mentions how you just can't compete with the blue checks. You can't compete with the athletes. You can't compete with the artists, the actors, you know what I'm saying? The just people who just have money. You just can't compete with that. So you trying to hit her up on Instagram, you even on a dating app, you're still competing with guys who may be out of your league financially. I live in LA personally, so I'm competing with guys who actually are artists, who actually are movie stars, who actually are, like, I've talked to girls who have talked to these guys, right? We're talking to the same girls. They're getting them a lot easier. They're getting them a lot more frequently, but I come across girls who have talked and dealt with these guys. And it's like, okay, duh, they're going to win out, right? I remember crazy story. This girl was in my neighborhood. She would walk her dog around. I would see her all the time. Beautiful light-skinned girl. One day, she looked at me, she smiled. I said, oh, there's my son. I go talk to her. Like, hey, I think you look good. I think I said something like, I think you look beautiful, whatever. And she's like, oh, immediately, I came off with like weak energy. I was kind of nervous. And so she was like, oh, no, I have a boyfriend. Right? She smiled at me, but I came up weak. So then she was like, nope, I have a boyfriend. Okay, cool. But I had seen her before on IG. So I'm like, curious. I wonder if she actually has a boyfriend. So I go and I find her on IG. And then I Google. I'm like, because she has like a big following. She has like 800,000 followers. So I'm like, okay, Google probably knows something about her. So I said, so-and-so's boyfriend. Y'all know who popped up? Deshaun Jackson and Antonio Brown. She had dated Deshaun Jackson and Antonio Brown, right? So it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? I'm a stranger trying to approach her, right? Even if she found me attractive, I think she did because she smiled at me, right? But even though she found me attractive, I cannot compete with Deshaun Jackson and Antonio Brown. Typically, I would say, okay, I'm in shape, you know, I'm a good-looking guy, but so are they, right? So we have the same physical, right? We're the same physically, but they have hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, so much motion, so much clout. And that was in real life I met her, but I'm still a stranger. If I hit her up online, definitely no love, right? If you hit them up online, I don't know if those guys use Hinge or if those guys use Tinder, but if they do, it's a dub, right? I'm sure they use Raya, and that girl is definitely on Raya. So they can access these guys through dating apps. So it's like dating apps online, like he said, you're cooked. You don't really have a chance. So the best thing that you can do is be in the environment with them. Take a workout class. I've been saying take a workout class. You should take a workout class because it's good for you, and you should take a workout class because there's going to be attractive women in workout classes. They like Pilates, like he said. I always say hot yoga. There's this thing called Legree I just learned about, which is kind of like Pilates. It's like a more intense Pilates. Take these classes. The women will be in there, and they will be much more receptive to you. Even if I take workout classes because I'm fit, so I'm going to do well in workout classes. It's a good environment for me to be in. I'm going to shine, right? Even if there's another guy in the class, 9 times out of 10, I'm still going to be more fit and more athletic than him. So it's always going to be me at the top, or if I'm not at the very top, I'm the second most athletic person, or most, you know what I mean? So I'm always going to shine in these situations. So for me, I like that because it allows me to be more open and friendly and like, okay, you know, there's more weight to what I'm saying. If I be like, oh, like you did a really good job, like it means more coming from me because I'm one of the best in the class, right? I'm just in my zone. I'm in my element, right? So it's good for me to take workout classes. If that's not you, do something else. Find your hobby, your thing that you like that girls also like, right? Music. If you're good at music, you go to something that's music. I don't do music, but if you do something that puts you in a group with women and it's music related and you go there and you shine, they're going to be much more receptive to you. Even if you don't shine, they're still going to be more receptive to you because you're in the group. They see you acting normal. And if you're an attractive guy, that's really all you need. If you're average, you might need to shine. You might need to shine to get that extra little like level of interest beyond just like the familiarity and the social proof, which makes you safe. To get the interest, you might want to shine a little bit. But if you're an attractive guy, you're a handsome guy, that social proof, that familiarity is really all you need. And the thing is, there's going to be multiple beautiful women. If you're just around one beautiful woman, your chances are slim. You're probably like, there's only one. When you're around multiple, not only do you have more chances because there's just more of them, but when there's multiple beautiful women, it brings the ego down of each woman because she knows she's not just clearly the one. So she becomes more humble and more open by default. More receptive by default because she's humbled by the other girls that are around. She doesn't feel superior. So her superiority complex or whatever doesn't kick in, and she's just more, you know, talking to people. It's all normal. Everything's all good because she's in a group of attractive women and you're in the group with her, which helps you, right? So this is very, very important information. The situation and the environment is more important than you. I'm going to say that again. The situation and the environment is more important than you. You can be the same guy, but in 2 different situations, you will get 2 different responses from the exact same woman. It just is what it is. You walk by her on the street, you try to holler at her. She might laugh and say, haha, thanks for the compliment. Sorry, I have a boyfriend. You meet the same girl in a class, you meet the same girl at school, you meet the same girl at work. You're in a group, it's a bunch of attractive women. You're going to have a better chance. She's going to be much more receptive to you. I went to a hot yoga class earlier today, actually. That's what kind of inspired this video. I'm there, right? This is my first class of this this time. I did hot yoga before, but it's the first I took of this specific class called like 26 and 2, right? So it's supposed to be like like an hour and a half long. It's pretty hard. So the instructor was kind of talking to me beforehand. I'm sure a bunch of the people that came in that were in the class saw her talking to me beforehand, so already they're paying attention to me. I get in the class and the teacher's like, hey, she's like, Marvin, just go over here, do this, make sure you're no pressure, like all you have to do is stay in the room, like she's bringing their attention to me, that I'm new, right, but still bringing their attention to me. But I'm fit, I'm in shape, I can do well at this. I'm doing much better than most new students are going to do. So as it's going on, she's praising me. She's like, wow, Marvin, you're doing really great. This is really good. Like, wow, that's such such good control, or do this. Or even if she's correcting me, like she's bringing attention to me. Now, I'm also black. It's a room full of non-black people. I think there's like one maybe kind of black person, like light skin. It's only me and this one other dude. He's like a middle-aged dude, shorter than me, not in shape like that. Just a regular guy, right? So I'm in there, I'm in a tank. My muscles are flexing. I'm you know what I mean? Like I'm looking good. She's bringing attention to me. So naturally, now in this class, it's a lot of older women, so it wasn't the ideal situation, but there are some young women in there, right? So naturally, the class ends. I go through. At the end, she's like, "Wow, Marvin, you did such a great job. Like, thank you for joining our class." Boom, boom. So now I address the class. I'm like, "Oh, thank you guys. Like, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. It's been really fun. Like, it was challenging, but right." So I'm addressing the class. I'm showing that I'm normal. I'm showing that I can talk. I'm showing that I'm not a dummy. Right throughout the class, I'm doing well. I'm not being weird. I'm not like creepily looking at women, trying to talk to women, trying to do things that are out of the ordinary. Right. I'm looking good in the class. So we get out of class. I'm in line trying to get the water. I try to let the girl go in front of me. She's like, oh, thank you. She's like, so this was your first class, right? And she starts conversation with me. And she's like, you did really, really great for your first class. Like, I was impressed, or, whatever she said. He's like, have you done this before? I'm like, yeah, I did a hot yoga class before, but not this one. She's like, oh, okay, well, how'd you like that? And she's just talking. And she's like, okay, well, yeah, are you going to come back? Oh, great. I hope I see you again. Like, I hope I see you soon, right? She's saying all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that she liked me. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is she was much more receptive to me than if I had met her in another situation. If I had met her out at a club, if I had met her on the street, if I had met her on the beach, if I had met her anywhere where we weren't in a group, we weren't in I wasn't socially approved already, I guarantee she would have been closed off. I can tell she's the type of girl that would be closed off. I could see it. I could just see it in her face. I could see it in the way she moves. I could see she's just a closed off girl. But because of the situation that we were in, she was much more receptive to me. So now she's open, she's smiling in my face. So if I say something to her, she's gonna receive it completely differently than if I say, hey, excuse me, miss, and then I say something to her. It's completely different. I'm the same guy. My face looks the same. Body looks the same. Voice sounds the same. Everything is the same. But she is perceiving me to be very different because I've been socially approved versus I'm just a stranger. And that is one of the biggest advantages you can give yourself, especially as an attractive guy. Because again, you might be attractive, but you're an attractive stranger. So if you interact with women, but you're always a stranger when you're interacting with them, your attractiveness is only going to do so much. Even as an average guy, being in a good situation will improve, right? It will improve your chances. If you're an average guy and you meet her out at a grocery store, you meet her out on the street, it's really bad. Nothing's really going to happen. But if you go to karaoke, let's say, and you killing it at karaoke and you singing and people going crazy like, yo, he's actually really good and blah, 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 and you're entertaining the crowd or whatever it is. Like, let's say that happens. You talk to the same girl after you do that performance, I guarantee she's going to be way more receptive. And we all know that. We know that inherently, but we just forget and we just wonder why we can't attract attractive women. But it's like, why? Like, women are not us. For us, it doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the environment. Nothing matters. It's only about who. Who is she? Oh, that's her? Yeah, it's good. You can see her walking down the street. You can see her at the grocery store. You can see her in a class. You can see her On the beach, you can see her on the bus, see her on the train. It doesn't matter. She looks good. We're good. It's good. It's all good. We'll figure out the rest, right? That's how guys are. They're not like that. For them, who is way closer to the bottom, it's like, okay, what does he do? Like, what's his situation? Do people like him? Where are we right now? We're in an alleyway. I'm not talking to a stranger. I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just worried about other things. We're not worried about that. So, but we can't project that onto them, right? We can't project the fact that we only care about who onto them, because they care about much more than that. All the safety has to be taken care of. The social proof has to be taken care of. Then they're like, okay, who's he? Now, that's not always the case. Occasionally you'll get a girl, if you're attractive, if you're an attractive guy, you'll get a girl who sees you and be like, damn, he's fine. And she'll want to talk to you, right? That does happen. But the majority of the time, that's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how attractive you are, right? There's a threshold. Once you get to a certain point, it doesn't really change your dating life if you become more attractive, right? I have my scale, right? My attractiveness scale, where it's sexually repulsive, sexually unacceptable, sexually acceptable, and then sexually desirable. If you're in the bottom two, okay, it's going to be drastically different than the top two. But once you cross over into the top two, to the second, to the sexually acceptable, and you're dating and you know how to talk to girls, and it's like, okay, you have dates when you want, you know what I'm saying? You do pretty well. You becoming physically more attractive, right? Like, doesn't really change that much if you're a stranger. Now, where it does really magnify, where your attractiveness is magnified, is when you're in the right situation, right? Because if you're sexually repulsive but you're in the right situation, it's not really gonna matter. You're sexually unacceptable but you're in the right situation, kind of not gonna matter. Now, you're sexually acceptable and in the right situation, you're gonna do pretty good. But if you're sexually desirable and you're in the right situation, okay, that's when you're gonna kill. But it's all dependent on being in the right situation, because nobody's gonna kill in a bad situation. Nobody's gonna do really, really well in a bad situation where the girl's like, just, it's not the time, it's not the place, it's not the, you know what I mean, nothing is right. You're not gonna do well. The people don't like you. People are like, oh, hey, watch out for that guy, he's kind of weird. Like, it don't matter how attractive you are, that's not really gonna help you, right? So do yourself a favor. The more attractive you are, the better it's going to be for you. But do yourself a favor, period, and just put yourself in good situations, in good environments, because that is much more important than you actually are in the situation. It's kind of crazy, it's kind of weird to think, but I promise you that's true. If you look at your own life and you look at the situations you've had, you've done better with attractive girls in good situations, where they got to know you in a more intimate environment. It's not just a stranger where you're cold approaching, right? You were in school, you were at work, you were somewhere else. Like, that's been the case for me, for sure. I've definitely gotten more attractive women by being around and socially approved than I did just trying to cold approach. Have I gotten some? Yeah, but it's much more when I'm in the situation that's beneficial. When I'm in a situation where I'm socially accepted, I'm excelling, right? That's gonna always breed more success and more receptiveness from women, right? That's just what it is. Dating apps can work, right? Dating apps can work. For some reason, women do seem to be a bit more receptive when it comes to guys on dating apps. Cold approaching is like, y'all know how I feel about cold approaching. I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, put yourself in the right situation. So yeah, King killed it with that advice. That's top-notch advice, and that's something that being 6'8" has nothing to do with, right? It has nothing to do with it. That's just good advice because of all the reasons I said, right? The social proof that you need. They feel familiar. Everything feels like, okay, we're on the same level. Like, we're kind of like, okay, we're in a group. We're exclusive. It's us. And then if you excel, even better, right? And if you're attractive, that's when it's really going to be magnified. So that's the video for today. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box, and y'all know what it is. It's Mind Over Matter, Marvel Over Matter. Let's get it.